From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for July 23rd, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Saudi Arabia could obtain uranium enrichment capability for its civilian nuclear program under a new cooperation agreement with the Trump administration. Energy Secretary Chris Wright and Saudi Minister of Energy Abdulaziz bin Salman signed it Wednesday, along with a related agreement intended to offer nuclear safeguards. U.S. officials said the deals lay the legal foundation for a decades-long, multi-billion-dollar partnership that advances key economic and strategic objectives, including nuclear non-proliferation. The 123 agreement provides access for U.S. companies in the Saudi nuclear energy program, benefiting American industry and workers while helping to meet Saudi energy needs, the Energy Department said. The agreement will now be transmitted to Congress for review. In other news from Capitol Hill, the House approved legislation Wednesday that would bar members of Congress from purchasing individual stocks, advancing an ethics proposal that lawmakers in both parties have long championed, but repeatedly failed to enact. Some Democrats sided with the Republican majority in the 232-198 vote that came as lawmakers prepared to return home and campaign ahead of the midterm elections, with Republicans working to show action on an issue that has become a symbol of voter distrust. But the breakthrough is tempered by Republican provisions in the bill that would exempt the president from the trading ban and from the inclusion of an unrelated voter identification requirement, drawing opposition from many Democrats. The bill's passage in the Senate remains uncertain. This bill, quite simply, is a sham, Representative Joe Morell, a New York Democrat, said on the House floor ahead of the vote. He called the voter identification provision a poison pill designed to sink the legislation. Supporters, nevertheless, hailed the bill, known as the Stop Insider Trading Act, as the most significant congressional action yet to restrict stock trades by members of Congress. Turning to news from Michigan, Michigan elementary school teachers will be required to take literacy training by the 2031-32 school year under a new law signed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer on Tuesday. The law requires K-5 instructors who teach reading or language arts to receive training and requires the State Department of Education to select at least 2 vendors each year to provide the training. We all want results for our kids, Whitmer said at an event in Southfield promoting the new education budget. And none of us is patient about it, nor should we be. We want those results fast, but here's what we know. Literacy is a marathon. It's not a miracle. The steps we're taking now are the first steps down a road ahead. It will take time, but if we give every child a strong early start using proven methods, offering extra help, we can ensure that every child can read. The science of reading refers to research about how the brain learns to read. Sometimes the term is used as a shorthand for emphasis on phonics, which is one aspect of learning to read. And finally, in Pennsylvania news, Pennsylvania is still gaining residents overall, but are people leaving Pennsylvania? New moving data shows where residents are going. The new moving data shows the state continues to lag behind many other locations when it comes to domestic migration and one-way moves. The latest U-Haul Growth Index ranked Pennsylvania 46th out of 50 states for growth in 2025, the same low ranking the Keystone State recorded in 2024. The company's data is based on more than 2.5 million annual one-way truck, trailer, and U-Box moving container transactions from the United States and Canada. That does not mean Pennsylvania is emptying out. Census-linked data for Pennsylvania shows the population's growth grew slightly from 2024 to 2025, adding about 13,600 people, an increase of 0.10%. But that growth was driven by international migration, which offset losses from domestic outmigration, and natural change, meaning more people died than were born in the state during that period. The result is a mixed picture. Pennsylvania remains one of the most populous states in the country, but its growth is slow. And moving company data suggests more households are choosing faster growing states in the South, Sun Belt, and smaller metro areas. Pennsylvania ranked 46th on U-Haul's 2025 Growth Index, placing it among the lowest growth states in the country for one-way moving activity. U-Haul reported that the states with the lowest growth included California, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Maryland, of course, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Connecticut, and Michigan. That's the news at this hour. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the homepage at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.